Hi, my name is Gordon Smith. I just want to start out by saying I sense the solidarity, I feel the passion, the spirit here among us all. I sense that in my heart, and my heart is heavy. It's begun to become more and more heavy, you know, as I hear the stories. And you know, if I was to tell you that I was walking down a dark city street and someone jumped out of an alley, drugged me into the alley, beat me, robbed me, stripped me, and left me for dead, you would say, you know, sorry to hear about that, but you know, that can happen. There's crime out there. You know, it wouldn't be a total shock to your senses. But if I said that that same thing, in a metaphorical sense, happens every day in this country in the family court system, it would be hard to believe. It would be hard to believe that in a civilized country that innocent people can be metaphorically beaten, stripped, and robbed, just as in the same dehumanizing, violent fashion as you would have if you were walking down a street and were mugged. It's happening every day. I believe it was Benjamin Franklin said after and my American history may be a little off, but after they had finished the Declaration of Independence, someone asked him, so Mr. Franklin, what have you given us? He said, a democratic republic, if you can keep it. What it's going to take is activism. It's going to take people taking a stand, people coming together, cohesion, unity. Each one of us has one thing in common, and that we have felt something painful deep in our soul. We've been beaten and robbed of the most precious thing in our world. And you know how when you talk about that, certain emotion can arise. And so I'm trying to fight that back right now. My story, and I'll quickly summarize it. A year and a half. I'm just going to fast forward. The past year and a half. Well, first of all, I was a former probation officer, corporate loss prevention investigator. Had been on the right side of the law, conservative. You know, the system is always right. Well, that belief was stripped from me about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. False allegations, absolutely not one shred of evidence. 4 different PFA orders, protection from abuse orders, and right now 4 different warrants and an arrest for false allegations. Each one by the Attorney General's Office of Delaware was dropped, charges dismissed. And with the protection from abuse orders, the person responsible for them appeared before the Family Law Commission meeting about 2 months ago and said that she had exaggerated. And not only she, and this is something else I think it's important, it's a coordinated effort. The system encourages false allegations. The system rewards false allegations. It takes people and exploits them for 2 reasons, and I believe this with all my heart, and that's for money and for ideology. And I thank everybody for being here, and together we can change this country, we can change this system. And someone else used the analogy of the civil rights movement of the 60s, and I firmly believe that as well. It didn't happen overnight. There were a lot of obstacles. There were challenges for Martin Luther King Jr. and the rest of his associates, but eventually they did realize that dream for the civil rights. And so I thank everybody and look forward to the rest of the festival.